Deload weekend, it could not have come at a better time. This was Super Bowl Sunday. We went to BJ's and enjoyed the game there. Um, but other than that, it was a pretty. How did that get in there? We're just gonna keep that. I think that's definitely what this week was. It was a deload week. We got to relax a bit, and usually the way my deloads are organized, I get rid of my heavy days, so I don't do any of my heavy day workouts. I don't necessarily back off the loads too much, but I will back off the volume quite a bit. So I have one top set, one back off set, and that is it. So workouts are much shorter, but still, it's definitely, even though still to this day I don't necessarily like deloading. I know that the promise in long-term progress and staying healthy, uh, that's good enough for me. And one thing that I do on my deload weeks or deload cycles, because it's 6 workouts and then I'm back to the regularly scheduled program, um, is more blood flow restriction training. And these big movements like this don't really wreck me structurally, and I think it's more uh, because I think for the most part now I have my technique down on the big movements. It's more of that single joint stuff that will wear me out. So it's kind of nice to just take a break off those, or do that exclusively using blood flow restriction. And one thing about blood flow restriction on a deload week, it's kind of nice to give that inner masochist a little something, because it's quite painful, but it's also really fair on your joints. And I personally really enjoy using this, not just on my deloads, but quite often on my accessory work. So the star this week, though, and I want to share this with you guys. This is Melissa, my girlfriend, and she this is her tying her squat PR of 195, which was set in a meet. And there's a big difference between gym PRs and meet PRs. So she did that with just a really relaxed look on her face. But if you would have told me a few years ago about having a significant other that lifts weights, I would have been kind of against it. I kind of, most of my friends don't lift weights, so I kind of like having that balance. But I met her at a powerlifting meet, and one thing I do like is people with passion. I didn't care if it was Joanne's Fabrics, and this was a 10-pound PR, by the way, guys. And it didn't matter to me what she was interested in, as long as she had some form of passion. It just so happened that with her, it wasn't Joanne's Fabrics. It was weightlifting, and she's come quite a long way. This was 215, so this was a 20-pound PR, and again, she kind of broke form here just a bit, uh, but uh, there was still some really good bar speed here. So again, this is my training partner, and I guess the cool part about having a girl as a training partner is the fact that she really keeps me honest. She keeps me from doing too much, as they say, and I take that back. I'm really glad that my girlfriend's my training partner and that she enjoys it. So that's been quite a blessing. This was her miss attempt. This was 225, and I think it was just more so that we were not expecting to hit this, so we ran out of gas. I think had we worked up the increments differently, it would have gone up. But still, she did really well on this day, and she should be having. I think she's gonna have a wonderful powerlifting season. And read her lips here, but don't really. Thank you guys. Back to actually working out next week.